high vibrations. I've actually been saying that recently, and I think I'm just gonna roll with it because it's kind of just caught on. But I don't even know why I started saying that. Anyways, I just came on here to say that if you're someone who has people around you that you know don't align with you, and you're just constantly complaining about them or constantly putting yourself in like a lower frequency because of what you're experiencing while you keep yourself around these people, these types of people, ask yourself if you're subconsciously addicted to suffering, because I feel like a lot of us are, including myself, to a certain amount of suffering based off just things that we've experienced in our life, whether that be when you were growing up, in your present, in relationships and friendships and whatever sort of situation. I found myself this past week thinking about how much I just don't resonate with certain people, and I have been in this like whole transitional phase in my life recently, like literally this past like 2-3 weeks, where it's just everything is shifting, and it's very interesting the way that I'm reacting to my own change. And I'll speak deeper into that, hold on. Because I found myself complaining about these things to myself, but I also found myself not putting in effort to my goals and dreams. And so I had to like sit with myself and sit with my ego, be like, why are you complaining about these things if you're not doing anything about it? Or not even anything about it, because I can't change people, but I can change what I pour my energy into and who I spend my time with, and I can change what I put intention into, literally. And yeah, I just wanted to share that because that's something that I've always been aware about or of, but I feel like I don't really talk about that. And I feel like a lot of us do put ourselves in those situations where we might just like complain about people or things or situations that we literally can't change, but we don't do anything about it to pour our energy into things that truly fill us, or into things and people who don't cause us to have that lower vibrational frequency. Which obviously, just because someone brings your like vibration down, or you don't resonate with someone, that doesn't mean that they're bad people. It doesn't mean that anyone is a bad person just because you don't resonate with these people. And I noticed that this is like a huge stereotype when it comes to like leaving people in the past and moving on from people that you are so used to hanging out with, or family that doesn't resonate, or jobs or things that don't resonate. It doesn't necessarily mean that these things have to be bad. It can literally simply be that it just doesn't resonate. And if it doesn't resonate, then let it go. Literally. So yeah, I'm currently meal prepping for Pacha. If you don't know who Pacha is, it's my puppy. But yeah, like I just had that on my mind, and I felt like I wanted to share because someone else might be in that position where they're like not being surrounded by people who you wish you were surrounded by. But we also have to look at ourselves and be like, if we're literally reflections of how we're showing up, and you're attracting these people, or you're keeping yourself surrounded by people who don't match your freak, like what part do you play in that, and what can you do to fix it? I feel like this also plays into like, as someone who is spiritual, I don't like to label myself as spiritual, but I will for this example. But when I was first starting my spiritual journey, my self-discovery journey, when I was like diving deep into like healing and stuff like that, which I still am, but it's just kind of my normal now, and so it doesn't feel like diving deep, which is a whole different topic. But I feel like a lot of the times I would try to like find a explanation for certain things, like why this was happening, or why this person did this, or why I reacted in this way, or, you know, just trying to find an explanation to these things. And as I like go deeper, love how I just like, I don't even, as I go deeper into my journey, I found that sometimes there is no explanation for things, and you don't always have to give an explanation. You don't have to prove anything to why things aren't working, or you don't have to prove yourself to literally anything or anybody, and it can just be that. And like, for example, like with me right now, like I was trying to figure out so hard why like things are changing for me, and like why I don't resonate with these things, and kind of trying to narrow it down. But I realized that there is no narrowing it down. Like, it just is. Like, I just don't resonate and with certain stuff, and it just is. Like, it's not because of this or that, but it just hold on, I got distracted because I was thinking about my rice steaming. As I was saying, yeah, I feel like a lot of us, and I've seen this like a lot, and it's interesting to like, I was talking about this with my aunt, and I was like talking about how like when you start your healing journey and you start becoming mentally, emotionally, physically aware, and you start to see how other people put themselves in their own suffering as well, it's really eye-opening, and you're like, whoa, like that's crazy. Because at some point I was doing that to myself, and now that like I'm emotionally, mentally, physically aware and conscious of like the words I use, the things I say, things I do, like it's interesting to be able to observe other people in their own process of their experience of their own life. And obviously not everyone is like in that same journey of like wanting to better themselves. So to experience yourself in a position where you can dive deep into these things, and then experience and observe people who aren't in that same state of vibration, it's very eye-opening. And this also brings, I was talking about this like a couple weeks ago, I don't remember with who, but I was having a conversation about how I one time saw this podcast where it was like saying how, or it was like a clip of a podcast, I think, where it was saying like, if you're a positive person and you're hanging around lower vibrational people, their lower vibration brings your positivity down times 3. Literally down times 3% of what your original high vibration was. That's insane. That's literally insane. But your positive vibration brings their lower vibration up times like twice as that, or it was something like that. And that's just also been something that I've been thinking about recently when it comes to like setting intention and choosing what I pour energy into, because I just been kind of holding myself back out of I don't even know, like kind of mental blocks of like needing to let go of certain stuff and things in my life. But that's just been something that I've been thinking about. Like, that's insane, actually. Hello? Anyways, I don't remember the exact percentages of what the clip was saying, but it was like something like that. And yeah, like, I will say setting your intentions and choosing consciously what you are pouring into will literally change your life. Like, even if you start today, the sooner you start, the better, obviously. The better for yourself. So, yeah, but I just felt like sharing that because a lot of us are used to suffering and addicted to suffering, and that's actually something that I read into when I was first starting my spiritual journey, and something that I just kind of hold now in space for whenever I catch myself holding on to suffering or anything. So if you're constantly complaining in your life or constantly wishing that it can change, you can literally change it. Obviously every situation is different, and some situations might be harder to change than others. I'm not saying that they're not hard to change or that it'll be easy, because it's definitely not, but at the same time it is, because you can choose where to place yourself. You can choose where to put your energy into, what to focus on in your life, and have that goal of where you want to be in life. And some things might take more time than others, but ultimately it's like the choices that you make for yourself that would lead you to those types of situations. And obviously situations don't always go the way that you plan, but it's still your own reaction. It's still your own reaction to whatever the situations are. And obviously not every situation's like butterflies and rainbows or easy to heal from or move through, but the power is literally in your hands, always. Even if you think it's not, it literally always is, because there is always answers and solutions and healing that you can listen to and follow. And yeah, ultimately it's your choice on what you pour your energy into. So yeah, and what you choose to value for yourself. Anyways, I was just thinking about that, and I was like, I was feeling so shitty about myself, and so hey, anyways, the power is always in your hands and your intentions and the words that you Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. With that being said, I have been wanting to delete my social media and basically just post on YouTube, because I realized that a lot of the time that I spend on social media and scrolling, I could be putting into things that I want to create. And yeah. So, go follow my YouTube if you want to keep up. I will definitely keep posting on here, but I think I'm just going to like cut it down by a lot on how much I post on here, or how much time at least I spend on social media. I need to lock in, and that I'm doing just that. So, yeah. Go follow my YouTube. Also, I'm almost at 7